in case you missed it, here's what happened. And that was the build, and it was enjoyable, very enjoyable build. These are a lot of fun. I can't recommend them enough. We did go with the stickers that came with the kit instead of the decals, and I have my reasons. We'll do that at the end. But so far we've done the work with the markers, so we've really just been using them to just kind of bring out detail. We used them on the frame, we used them on the gun, and we've started to use them for weathering, and that's what we're going to carry on with now. We're going to carry on with the weathering, and while we do that, we can take a closer look at some of the moving parts and, you know, some of the gimmicks that are included with this kit. And yeah, that'll be pretty well the final for this, other than the core fighter, which I've put off till the very end. So I'm going to get my markers out for weathering, and let's get started. Now, for the weathering, we started just for the panel lining. We did use the enamel panel liners, and there's the gray and the black. Both are excellent for that kind of thing, just to bring out those details. And for all of our chipping, we started with the chipping set from AK, which comes with the dark aluminum, and the chipping color, which is like a really dark brown. And we've also been adding a light brown and a dark brown. So the light brown we've been adding for like a bit of a sort of a dust effect, and this brown for a bit of like grime and dirt. And because they're acrylic, you can literally use your finger, your damp finger, to smudge, and you can use your fingernail to scratch and chip. So what I'm doing is I'm starting first off with a flat black from the marker set. So this is in the flat black, and that's where I start. So I'm basically, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to separate them here, make them a little bit easier to work on. Come on, there we go. Set him here. I'll set him here. So basically all I'm doing, I'll get this set back in. is starting with the edges. So come down. And for the chipping, I'm just starting with just basically an edge highlight almost, but basically what we're gonna do is we're just gonna, oh, I got a little piece of fuzz stuck to my marker here. There we go. And all I'm gonna do is start making random, you know, marks. Right, so I don't wanna go too crazy, but if I do, right, I can always dab it. Now what I like to do is dab after, just to sort of establish that, stamp it, and then decide how much I want to add. So here on the inside I want to add a bit more. So I add that, my finger, and keep dragging it down. And then I'm going to add it again to establish the actual chip. Right, and I'm just going to come along here on the inside and just sort of, you know, give that some damage. Rub that out if I want, and then see, you can kind of control how much you leave behind and how much you take out. Now I like the flat black because when you smudge it, it becomes, you know, sooty. So give it a little stamp, and you can see how you get extra little chips. And then just sort of, oh, and you can make pretty small dots, you know, to suggest chipping. And then we're just going to go around and basically random create these outlines along where it would make contact and cause a chip or wear, right? Whatever you think is going to suit. And then once we get all the black done, right, we can come in after and add some of this brown. Now there's the two, that the dark brown I was using for grease. So now this is with the dark brown, and you can kind of sort of add to that edge a bit and just sort of accent where the chipping may have occurred, as in like primer and, you know, the other layer of paint underneath it. And that, and then we can even actually, I like this light brown here, so this is a lighter brown, and when you sort of add this around the outside too, it gives you that sort of, not rust, but sort of discoloration. So I usually get it, kind of just get it bleachy around the edge, and then give it a little bit of a drag, right, just to sort of, you know, bleach it out a bit. There. And then it just adds that little bit of discoloration in and around your chip to suggest dirt, you know, grime and whatnot. And you can wipe out and leave as much as you want, and you can see what we're starting to get there. Right, I'm just going to go back to the black, and it's, oh, actually, I guess while I've got it kind of going there, now right here on this corner, let's see right here, if I want, I can add a little bit of this silver aluminum into here, just to suggest that it's gone right down to the lunar titanium. Right, just on that edge there. And that's going to catch the light with that little bit of silver in there around the black, and we can just keep working along. And then what I'm going to do is I want to weather the legs and the waist more substantially than the rest of the body, because I think this is where he's going to get most of his abuse. I'm not going to chip him right up all the way. So now here at the back, we can do, we'll set that up for this. I'll get the flat black here. Basically what we want to do is set up our streaks, right, that we've got going on here. So I just basically want to get a dab in the corner where I think something would be, right? Wet my finger, not too much, but a bit, and wipe that right now go. And I'm just going to smear that out until what's left is what I want. Alright, and there we go. I'm going to do the other side. I'm just going to put a little dab in there. Drag just a little bit over the edge. It's going to moisten my finger like that much, but now it's not even hardly damp. It's just kind of tacky. Drag that out. It's a little bit too dry. Drag that out. Let that run down. Just like that. And now if you've got too much left in the corner and you want to get some out, just use a little cotton bud. Alright. Go in the direction that you want. Remove as much as you want. Leave as much or as little. And it's all acrylic, so it's not going to damage anything. You're totally safe. This is foolproof, right? As far as Gunpla goes. Feather this in. A little bit. There. Get rid of that. Okay, now we're going to start to go in with our chipping. So I just want to get little bits around the edges first to establish it, and then we're just going to basically build up in layers. And the great thing is that once this is all done, you know, short of really being harsh with it, it's pretty well going to be set. And if I decide to, you know, if you decided to change it later, you can. It's all this would all come off. You can take all this off, peel the stickers off, and get right back to, you know, where you were, and then carry on. So once we establish this, to get rid of the sort of roundness of the marker, we're going to go with our fingernail, and we're going to scrape away here and there, and that'll give us more of a etched sort of thing. But we'll start with our basic outline. So I'm going to carry on, and I'll come back when we're basically chipped up, and we'll take a look and see how it looks once it's kind of done, basically. Yeah, we got skirt done. We've got this leg pretty well done, and I can kind of start to show you here how you can just sort of scrape away with your fingernail to add that like sort of chipped edge, right? And you can just sort of scrape off what you don't want. Sort of scrape here and there. So that's kind of the chipped effect that the markers give you, and I think it works pretty darn good. So that's the midriff and that done. And I'm not going to go too crazy. We're going to do a little bit of chipping on the arms, on the bottom of the arms. But I think, yeah, for the most part, most of that damage is I want down at near the bottom. The other color that we're using is RLM 66, and it's like this sort of off German gray, and it works good for the soles of the feet. I'm going to use it for the grip pads for the soles of the feet, and it's also making a nice kind of a wear edge highlight chip sort of effect. Here, let me slide this over so you can get a look at it on the backpack, and you can see I've started on the top there. And you can just sort of see on the top and around the corner how it's working. I'll just kind of show you the difference so you can kind of see as I do it. So I'll just take this corner here where I want to sort of put some wear on. And yeah, I'm just sort of dabbing it and just, you know, stamping a little bit. Put a little bit down here on this corner. Stamp it a bit. A little bit here, stamp it a bit. I just want to sort of highlight the corners. It's just sort of like that Warhammer edge highlight, really. It's kind of what I'm doing. I'm just sort of giving it that edge. And I'm just going to keep going along like that. Just bring that edge out a bit. Here and there. And it's just subtle, but I think it'll, you know, leave a nice effect overall. once it's done. And very easy, and it's all undoable. This was a spray bomb, but I mean, that's, take it outside, take the parts apart and spray bomb it. We added some decals that we pulled off an old helicopter kit. All right, and once we're done, we can seal this, because no matter what we do, if we do change the Gundam, we'll leave this backpack, I'm pretty sure. And I just want to sort of highlight those corners where it would wear, and just suggest that it's seen some action. So yeah, I'm going to carry on chipping and streaking, and I think I'm done panel lining, and put a core fighter together, and this puppy will be done. And when you come back, we'll be finished this build and planning on the next one. But I'm the model student, and until then, in the future, when you'll see me, live, love, laugh, and plan something for the future, because that's what makes life fun. So we'll see you then.